Hello, YouTubers. It's Barbie J here. Welcome to my channel, June BLC. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of The Equalizer, Season 5, Episode 9, Stolen Angel. And of course, y'all know it's another great episode. But let me say this before I even get started with the recap and review. Congratulations to Queen Latifah. Congratulations for her 2025 NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Actress in a Drama Series, being The Equalizer. So CBS, who hasn't renewed her contract yet, y'all need to jump on board with that, honey, because she won this award and people are loving this show and what she is doing. They have renewed all these other shows with, the new ones that are coming out and the other ones with a mostly white cast. Let's put it out there because that's what it is. But, the Equalizer has a multiple mixed race type cast. So what is it? Why don't they want this show to stand? CBS moves it around. Do y'all remember when it first started? It would come on at 8 o'clock. Then they started having that tracker come on and it was coming on 9 o'clock. Then they would switch it over back to 8. And then now it was at 10 the other night. What is going on? It seems like they're trying to find a way to lose her viewership and shake them so they have a reason to cancel the show. I don't know. Y'all put it down in the comment section what y'all think about that. But for all of us who are fans, if we've all noticed over the past 5 seasons, the time frame keeps getting shifted around. She's always off for weeks at a time and months at a time. And I don't know. That's how I'm feeling, and I hope I'm wrong about it. But anywho, before we get started with this recap, if you're new here or if you are returning here and have not subscribed to this channel as of yet, please take a moment right now, hit that subscribe button, then hit the notification bell and select all. It'll let you know every time I upload any new content to this channel. Then I ask that you hit that like button, which is the thumbs up button. Write a comment and join in on the conversation, and then share, because we know that sharing is caring. Anywho, this episode starts off with a woman coming into her friend's home looking for her and not realizing that someone has just kidnapped her while she was right in the house. And she sees her friend's cell phone and purse and keys are still in the house, and she feels something is wrong, or so she reaches out to Robin after going to the police, who did nothing. They just assumed because she used to do drugs that she was out relapsing. So now it's morning, and Dee is trying to get Aunt Vi to talk to Robin to get her off of punishment so that she can attend Cam's important pop-up shoe sale or something like that. And she said she had promised him that she would be there. And Aunt Vi is like, no, Dee. She said it was your own fault. So Robin walks into the kitchen and she doesn't even care, stating, grounded means grounded. And I said, I hear that. So Dee leaves out upset, and Robin tells Vi she has a breakfast date with Dante, and Vi was happy for her. So at breakfast, Marcus tells Robin that he read all the letters his father wrote to him while he was in prison, and they had all said that he had a brother, but none of them ever said that he was sorry. You know what I mean? And if y'all remember a few episodes ago, Marcus was chatting with his mother, and she said she had something for him, and she pulled out a stack of those letters that he had always thrown in the trash, but she had been collecting them and saving them for him. She said, see, I don't always do the wrong thing, and she gave them to Marcus to read. So Marcus shows Robin a picture of his brother James, who is a defense attorney, and tells her that he is meeting him today. Robin has to leave to meet her new client and kisses Marcus goodbye. In the mouth, y'all. In the mouth. Anywho, Robin's client gives her information on her friend Maya and how she had asked her to stay with her. She didn't want to be alone, and how she was now clean from drugs, and how she also went to the police. They just assumed that Maya was someplace relapsing and weren't any help. So Robin asked for Maya's cell phone to have it checked out by Harry. Mel and Harry are discussing Maya's case, trying to come up with some answers. Then Mel leaves to go meet up with Robin at Maya's house. So as they are looking around her house, they learn that Maya is pregnant. Meanwhile, we see Maya gagged and tied to a chair, yelling help somewhere. So Mel goes back to the Bat Cave, I call it. Y'all know I like to call it the Bat Cave. And Harry updates her on what he's found so far about Maya regarding a job and receiving money from a charity for low-income pregnant women, and that Maya was getting prenatal care from a Dr. Bennings at a free clinic. So Robert and Mel go to meet him, but he wouldn't give them any information, quoting doctor-patient privilege with the privacy laws and all this stuff. And he says, I'm sorry, and he walks away. Then they see Nurse Regina watching, and they rush over to her and ask her questions about Maya too. And she gives them info about an argument Maya had with a man at her last appointment or something like that. So she said they think they was fighting over money. So they follow up on her and find this guy. His name was Lennox, and he was tied to a chair, gagged himself. And he had owed these drug dealers some money, and they came back. And they came back while Robin and Mel was there, and a fight broke out. It was 4 men against 2 women, and they whooped their behinds, as we all know. And then they asked Lennox, where's Maya? And he said she was supposed to come and give me the money yesterday, but she didn't show up. Meanwhile, we have Marcus. He goes to the hospital to see his pop and meet James, who calls their father Dad. I don't know about y'all, but James comes off as arrogant to me. And so Ben comes over and is glad to see both his sons visit him together. And James hugs his dad, and Marcus just pats him on the shoulder. So they go to the hospital's outside garden, and Ben mentions something about food is nasty there, and now how he wants more food, and he asks his sons what kind of food he likes, and Marcus tells him not to worry about the food because he won't be there long. James clears his throat and looks at him, and then asks to speak to Marcus back inside. So then he gets a bit hostile towards Marcus about making any further plans about their father without including him, and using his power of attorney to do whatever he wants. And Marcus just looks at him, and then he turns his face towards where his father was, and he realizes he's gone. So they run around looking for him, and Dante reaches out to Harry, and James says he has some top-notch PIs he could call, and Dante's let him know that they can't do what his guy can do. And he's like, I know you're not going to turn this into a pissing contest. And then the phone rings, and it's Harry. He's calling back and tells Dante he saw Ben going into the subway. So Dante says maybe their father is not wandering and is going somewhere in particular, because James said, yeah, that subway has the G train and that goes to Brooklyn. Maybe he went to that park where he used to take me. And Marcus said he used to take me there as well. So they said it's a chance. So they jumped in a car and they drove over there. Now we have this scene with Aunt Vi and Dee cooking in together in the kitchen when their neighbor, Mr. Murray, comes over complaining about the smell of the food floating into his backyard. Dee sets the old guy straight after trying to be nice, and Aunt Vi comes to the door, and Mr. Murray and his brood self leaves. Aunt Vi told Dee she shouldn't have talked to him like that, but me, myself, I thought he deserved it, because Dee was trying to be nice, but she gets upset and runs to her room. So Aunt Vi goes up there and asks her what's going on. And Dee says she doesn't really know. She says she just feels overwhelmed with school and college applications. And I don't know, she just got all of this stuff going on. And Aunt Vi said that she understands, but it still doesn't make it okay for her to talk to others that way. And she said, you're right, she had apologized. So then Aunt Vi told her, maybe Mr. Murray is going through the same thing as you with his grandkids leaving. He's just looking for some human connection and someone to talk to. He might be feeling the same way as you. You don't know. He can be just as scared as you. And Dee said, you're right, Aunt Vi. I'm sorry. So now back at the Batcave, they find out that Maya used her credit card the day before at a particular location. So they find surveillance cameras in that location, and they see this woman run up to her and like say something to her, and Maya pulls away and rushes out of the place. So they were like, what was that all about? So they find out who this lady is and her husband, and they meet up with them, and come to find out that the lady and her husband, the lady's name is Linda, they want to adopt Maya's baby. Maya has no idea that her baby is being adopted or up for adoption. And that money that Maya was getting into the bank account that's supposed to be from a charity, it was these people sending $1,500 each week or each month for that purpose, for them to have that child. But the lady says she went up to Maya because she wanted to know who this person was, who they're so anxious about having a child, and they wanted to meet the mother. And the husband had told her that wouldn't be a good idea, and it really wasn't. And this is what has scared Maya away. That's probably why she called and asked for her friend to come and stay with her and didn't want to be alone. And one last thing that Robin and Mel found out is that they said their attorney, they said, "You have an attorney?" "Yeah, Dean Rodder." She said, "He told us that the baby will be delivered tonight." And she said, "Oh, okay." So they said they were going out to have a celebratory dinner. So they had to leave. But then Robin and Mel are sitting there going, Maya's been missing for 18 hours. How does the attorney know that the baby's getting delivered tonight? So they figure he's working with somebody at that clinic. And they're realizing that they're stealing the babies of women who have substance abuse. And Mel thinks that they are going to deliver Maya's baby and then kill her. But Robin says she's not going to let that happen. So they ended up talking to another woman who had gone through the same thing as Maya. They realized the same doctors, nurse, the clinic, the substance abuse. She had the same thing going on. And they asked her, did she have her child adopted? She said, "No, my child died." They said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't know that." They asked her, did she ever see the baby? She said, "No." They told her that most people don't want to see the baby. So they took her baby, and Robin and them are thinking that her child is still alive. That's what they're thinking. And this woman as well had gotten her life together and had planned on raising her child. But they took her baby from her and adopted it to somebody else. Ain't that something? So now Robin and Mel go back to that clinic and they confront that doctor about doing unnecessary C-sections on unsuspecting mothers so he can sell their babies. So when Robin points her gun at him and Dr. Bennett starts singing like a canary, saying it was all Regina's idea. And y'all know Regina's that nurse practitioner. And he said that she told him that the babies would have a better life. And Robin pushed him down and told him it wasn't his decision to make. And Mel told him he better get a good lawyer and not Dean Rodder because he's done too. So they reach out to Harry to find a place where they may be using to deliver Maya's baby that was close to the clinic. So they go a few blocks away to an abandoned medical building and they find Regina, Maya, and Dean in there. And Dean is not down for murdering anyone. And Regina is saying it's too late and that no one cares about these druggies. And that's when Robin came out and said, "I care," with her gun drawn. And Regina put a needle to Maya's neck, threatening to kill her and the baby. And Robin tries to talk Regina down from what she's doing to Maya, but she wouldn't listen. So Robin yells, "Code green," and Mel comes out and behind Regina and shoots her. Dean tries to run, but Robin knocks him down to the floor. And then you hear Maya saying, "The baby is coming now." So Mel calls for an ambulance. Now back to Marcus and James, who are walking and talking and learning a bit about each other and their relationships with their father. Marcus asks how he was as a father to him, and James tells a bit, but then shares that Ben did a lot of singing of Marcus praises to him his entire childhood, like Marcus this and Marcus that, like he was some sort of role model. So Marcus said, "Well, how come you never reached out if you knew about me?" And he was like, "Dad told me not to. He wanted to tell you himself." So he was like, "You became a grown man at some point and you could have reached out." He said, "At this point, I didn't even care." And he walked away from him because he felt, what kind of role model is Marcus if he never even went to see their father when he was in prison? So they find their father in the pizza shop, and as they sit down and he eats, their father remembers bringing them both there, but separately. He says that he has scattered memories of them, but it is enough to know that he let them both down and that he's sorry. And James reaches out to grab his father's hand, but not Marcus. Marcus just looked at him like, whatever. But I got to be honest, I'm in sort of the same situation as Marcus, so I understand how he is. It's a little different. My father was there, but it's still a half child or maybe two half children somewhere around. So it kind of bothers me. Anyhow, Marcus and James bring their father back to the hospital. Marcus asks, "What now?" And he says, "We got to figure out what to do with him together." Then Marcus said he meant, "What now with them?" Him and James. And he extends an invitation for him to meet his sons. And James says he's busy these days. And Marcus told him to let him know if his schedule ever clears up. And James just looks at him and walks away. We now see Aunt Vi and Dee. They're setting the table and preparing for dinner when Mr. Murray from next door knocks and Dee answers. And Mr. Murray is complaining again, but this time about the music, and Dee agrees to turn it down. Then she asked him what he used to do before he retired, and he said he was an electrician for 40 years. Why do you ask? And she told him she's preparing for college and she just don't know what to do. And he gives her some advice on work ethics. And then she tells him that they have a faulty light switch in the bathroom. Maybe he could come over and help and fix it. And he said he'll go get his tools. And then she said, as a thank you, she'd like if he would stay for dinner. And he said, I guess I could do that. And Aunt Vi is so proud of Dee, how she handled it this time. And Dee said, now can you ask Mom to take me off for grounding? And she said, no, but that was a good try. And they start laughing. So now we see Robin, and she's talking to Maya and Faith. And Maya tells her that Faith is going to stay for a few weeks to help her with the baby. And she also told Robin the reason that she got that call center job that she can do from home is because she got accepted into NYU's online program. So she can do both. And she thanks Robin for everything she did for her. And she asks about the other women. And Robin said they're going to have a long road ahead of them, and she said not to mention a legal nightmare because all of these parents, these families who thought they legally adopted these kids, they didn't. So, and they're not going to want to let go. So it's going to be a hard road. So Robin tells her to take care of that little baby, and she leaves and goes home. And when she gets home, Dee is actually pleasant. And then Vi tells her that Dee made a friend today out of the grouchy Mr. Murray from next door. And Robin can't believe it. And Vi tells her Dee is going through some growing pains. And Robin says they'll get through it all together with lots of wine. And so they go get glasses, a bottle of wine, start drinking. And it ends with Robin in bed talking on the phone to her boo Marcus, discussing their day. He thanks her for always lending him her ear, although he wouldn't mind a little more of her. And she's like, really? And Robin asks, which parts? And Marcus says, how much time you got, because he's got a long list. I said, oh, okay. And she says, how long? He says, very long. And she said, what's that top? And he started listing body parts. I said, oh, shook it now. And that's how it went on. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Put it down in the comment section. You can never go wrong with this, with the Equalizer. But again, let's take this moment to subscribe, like, comment, and share, and congratulate Queen Latifah on her NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Actress in a Drama. Yay! And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.